So George, why do you enjoy acting?
I enjoy acting because it's an art, and I've always been an artist. Being an artist has just, it allows me to express myself, right? And with acting, I find myself being able to constantly express myself and get really creative with certain decisions. And it's also just a lot of fun. But mostly it's, there's a lot of prestige behind it. And I think just based on how I was raised and the things that I went through, I think that being an actor or aiming to be an actor is a very enjoyable path and can teach you a lot of things about like resiliency, determination, discipline, all that stuff. And it's just a beautiful art that's a lot of fun, as I said.
What kind of career would you like to have?
Honestly, I would love to have a career where I'm presenting, right? And that can take a form in acting, or that could take a form as a host, or as a web show host, or as a some sort of narration or narrator, that type of thing. I really like presenting in front of people, or even presenting in front of a camera. Whichever suits me better, whichever people are willing to work with me on, I'm willing to figure that out with them.
So what are 3 attributes that you bring to the table? Like anyone that has worked with you in a creative collaboration, what would they say you bring to the table?
So I would say that one thing is leadership and organization, surprisingly. I find myself to be more organized in group projects than I do in projects that just consist of me by myself. So definitely a lot of organization and leadership. I really love bringing people together, creating a project, even if it's from the ground up, as ambitious as it could be. Just building that foundation and that base is something that I love to provide for people, and I consider myself to be good at it. As well as, a second thing. I would say creativity overall. I have a very spontaneous, sporadic creativity, and I don't know if that's innate or if it's been developed, but I'm into movies, TV shows, video games, nerdy, geeky comic stuff. But I'm also into like historical and more serious nonfiction sides of things as well. Also the scientific as well, scientific and math as well. So when you combine all of those elements together, there's a lot of creativity, and the door is endless when you continue to dive into all of those things simultaneously. And then I would say a third thing other than creativity and leadership organization would probably be determination and discipline. Determination, especially if someone says I can't do something, it's not that I take that personally. Maybe I do, but it's more that I love to prove people wrong, and I love to compete, and I love to be competitive. The way that I was raised, I never really had a stage or a position to be competitive, and that kind of just brewed in me, in my soul, as I grew older. And now I just love to be competitive with other people, and it's just something that that's just a part of me, and it's probably going to be a part of me for the rest of my life.
Thank you. Whenever you're ready.
Man. Internal Affairs says this cop has 2 other suspicious shootings on his record. Both black men, both times he was cleared, but only just. Detective Lewis makes black man number 3. You know any reason why we shouldn't hang him this?
Well, it's a little more complicated than we originally thought. We found $300,000 in the cash in the trunk of the car that Detective Lewis was driving.
Oh my God. But it wasn't Lewis's car. Maybe he didn't even know the money was even in it?
You really think you're going to make that fly?
Who knows about the money?
You've got to be kidding.
There's only 2 of us in this room.
Myself, my partner, Detective Ferguson.
As if it wasn't Detective Lewis's car, there's no evidence of wrongdoing, which mean Internal Affairs wouldn't even consider this evidence.
Well, you can do this whole dance all you want, but I'm willing to bet that when the coroner's report comes back tomorrow, it's going to say that Detective Lewis was coked out of his head.
I know all the sociological reasons why per capita 8 times more black men are incarcerated than white men. The schools are a disgrace. Lack of opportunity, biased judicial system, all that stuff. I mean, it's got to get you on a gut level. The black man just can't keep his hand out of the cookie jar. Of course, you and I know that that's not the truth, but that's how it'll play out. And assholes like Lewis just keep fanning the flame. It's got to get to you. Why do you think those kids in Compton need to make them believe, to give them hope? A drug dealing cop or a fallen hero?